is Chikande Brown. This is my informative speech, Pro-Con Division. Surgeon General's warning, smoking may cause unemployment. As a child, we have all done stupid things. I, in particular, would attempt to smoke my mother's cigarettes when she would leave the room. I would snatch it up out of the ashtray, take what I assumed to be a puff, push the smoke out quickly, and sit back nervously before she would re-enter the room. I guess, every action does have a consequence, because today I'm an adult, and I am a pack-a-day smoker. I am wanting to quit for my health, but unable to because I am an adult. I am a cigarette smoker, and therefore I am an addict. I voluntarily chose to smoke tobacco, and for that reason, and that reason alone, I am now deemed as unqualified and or undesirable by most employers. My personal behavior and legal choice to smoke tobacco has become a choice with not only health consequences, but with employment consequences. Employers like Cleveland Clinic refuse to hire those who test positive for nicotine. Those were the words on the Fox 8 Morning News. My first thought when hearing those words was to put my cigarette out, which of course I didn't, because as I stated, I am an addict. As I was sitting on the sofa, my second thought was of how serious cigarette smoking has become. So serious that employers, specifically those in healthcare organizations, are pushing for smoke-free workplaces. The no-hire tobacco users policies are becoming more and more commonplace in today's workforce. As Mary Vance of the Plain Dealer reported, hospitals such as Cleveland Clinic are not the only businesses to utilize such policies. In Ohio alone, Salem Community Hospital, Scott's Miracle Grow, and Medical Mutual also refuse to hire those who test positive for nicotine. Cleveland Clinic's reasoning behind their no-hire policy is simple. Dr. Michael Rosen stated he is attempting to make Cleveland Clinic one of the healthiest and most enjoyable places to work. And Dr. Cosgrove of Cleveland Clinic stated that there is a greater need to create a healthier environment, and hospitals have a duty as role models to push for that need. The no-hire tobacco users policy serves that purpose. Companies like Waco Incorporated in Michigan began utilizing the no-hire smokers policy in 2003. And as a result, in 2007, Waco Incorporated's 175 employees are all non-smokers, including 90% of their spouses. This is proof that the no-hire tobacco use policy in the workplace is effective. One, in creating a healthy workplace environment, as well as a healthy community. In Missouri, St. Francis Hospital also refuses to hire those who test positive for nicotine, a policy that is permitted under Missouri law, where on the other hand in Ohio, there is no law prohibiting employers from discriminating against smokers or tobacco users. In Missouri, on the other hand, the law states that any not-for-profit healthcare organization is exempt from law barring discrimination based on tobacco use, making St. Francis Hospital legally rightful in institutionalizing a no-hire smokers policy. The Missouri St. Joseph News reported that the health risks attached to tobacco use lead to higher insurance costs for the employer. And as a cigarette smoker myself, I must agree that there are health risks associated with tobacco use, as does Mr. Terry Lynham of New York's Long Island Jewish Health Systems agrees. He too says that those who work in the healthcare field are caregivers, and to see an employee outside smoking is disconcerting to him. While all of Long Island hospitals ban the use of tobacco and the use of tobacco products on its properties, not any of Long Island hospitals forbid hiring tobacco users. as New York's legal activity law prohibits applicants from being turned away for the legal use of consumable products. Therefore, in the state of New York, all employers will hire you, but you will not be allowed to carry nor use tobacco products on the grounds, nor leave the grounds for the use of tobacco products, which in and of itself will eventually promote quitting, which is the hopes of New York hospitals. The Long Island Business News reported that out of 52 states, there are only 29 which have laws prohibiting discrimination against smokers. So, as you can imagine how smokers like myself would feel to find unemployment bans like those at Cleveland Clinic logical when it comes to the aspect of health, but illogical when it comes to my freedom and my personal rights. Yes, no higher smoking bans would be a good reason to quit or to suffer truly bad consequences of unemployment, especially in today's economy. The personal and legal choice to use tobacco should not determine whether or not I can perform a specific work duty. And critics would agree. In the beginning, we discussed how Cleveland Clinic and others felt that the negative effects of tobacco justified the no hire tobacco users policy. We are now going to take a look at what critics feel. Critics such as Jack Harney of Venice, Florida, who pointed out that there is a failure on behalf of those same hospitals such as Cleveland Clinic to mention that there are health risks also associated with alcohol drinking and obesity. Employers like Cleveland Clinic are discriminating against otherwise competent employees who smoke, says Jack Harney. Smokers and non-smokers alike know that cigarettes contain chemicals and carcinogens. We also know that these products are backed by the FDA, and the sale of them are not barred by law in the United States. Therefore, the personal lives and habits when off duty, off of work, should be off limits to employers. Critics feel, and critics such as Stephen Dyer, Ohio representative, who is a non-smoker, that the ban to hire smokers is unfair and discriminatory. Dyer wants to introduce a bill that would fine employers for refusing to hire applicants who tested positive